Welcome back to Let's Play Tekken 5 Devil Within. And as of right now, I am writing commentary without a hope or a prayer. I'm just like, got some cliff notes. I got some notes I think I have, and I'm just gonna go at it and see what I can think of. So I should probably mention this before, and probably should have talked about it sooner actually, but I just want to make some comments about the soundtrack that actually go on in Devil Within. Although I should probably try to talk about the sound effects themselves first. Sound effects are okay. I don't think they're anything too exceptional, but there are some cool sounding effects. I don't think I mentioned this before, but I absolutely love how when Devil Jin kills someone, he ends up just like splattering them into just a heap of black feathers. I think that's a really cool touch, and I think that helps to differentiate him from regular Jin. Although, you know, on top of all the other things, such as not having wings, yeah, that kind of be a big one. But yeah, so back on track. Now the soundtrack here, the first two levels, which was like just that lab area, it was playing a remix of Jin's Tekken 3 theme, which happens to be one of the more popular songs in the series. As for me, I think it's an okay song. The remix itself, though, I don't like is I don't like that part. That's a little annoying, but the rest of it's not that bad to listen to. I think it's a pretty good listen. I definitely recommend, if we're going by Jin themes, I think his Tekken Tag 2 soundtrack or that rendition Tekken Tag 2 is just like so much superior. I'm just like, I love it so much. It's got drums, it's got bass, it sounds so good. It's just like this wall of orchestra, awesome, just like going on and hit you square in the fucking forward. It's like, got it. Original Tekken 3 iterations, it's pretty good by itself too. I think it's one of the more noteworthy songs in that OST also. I can kind of understand why it'd be so popular, but as for me, I kind of like a few other reasons more. But then again, Tekken itself usually has some pretty badass hits by itself. Excuse me. That was a hiccup that led into a burp. I've never had that before. Anyway. This is what I meant by living without a prayer. Alright, so the Runes songs, I think they're okay. They're actually, I gotta say, they're one hell of a whiplash from the song I was playing before. Like, generally when you're going for a soundtrack, you don't just like move whiplash out of nowhere. We're just like, hey, we got this hard rocket soundtrack that's got like really shit or instruments in it sometimes, and then we just have like dark, mysterious ruins, and it's like, oh, well, there's a bit of a slap in the face right there. I mean, yeah, with like platformers, generally you do want variety. I can't believe I did not see that fucking emblem there sooner. Where did I come from? But yeah. Again, I can understand why you want variety, but you just don't slap someone in the face like, yeah, here's an entirely different song. We went from really upbeat and badass to all of a sudden just downplayed and creepy. I would argue easily that these ruins would probably qualify in the creepy department. That's just me though. Also, this is another thing I like. Mandatory fights. That's always something nice you gotta have in your action beat 'em up platform. Otherwise, no one would probably do the beat 'em up part because, well, there's no word for doing the beat 'em up part. There's no. You can literally just bypass entire sections of enemies like I've done so already, and just not give a flying fuck that they're even there. Just like, hey, yeah, you want to fight me? Lol, nope. Fuck you, game. I don't want to do that shit. It's amazing when some games that are like beat 'em ups, you just want to go out and just kick the crap out of everyone, but then there's others. There's like, yeah, no, right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip you. Yeah, skip you. Yeah. I think that's kind of what really defines your game. If you want to just sit around just beating the shit out of everyone, or you just want to bypass everything. I think good examples of that would be like DMC3 or TMNT Forum Charles of Time, which I actually did. I tried it, and I like it. It's actually a pretty nice game. But, yeah. Non-sequiturs aside, I think if you want to make people really sit down and enjoy this game, I don't think you should really be meshing two completely foreign genres, such as platformers and beat 'em ups. I can understand why you want to. I mean, like, fucking God of War did it, and it gets away with it on, like, a daily basis, and God of War is amazing, and it's probably like the model that a lot of American beat 'em up enthusiasts would go after, but you gotta like compensate by making good platforming as well as good combat, because If you don't have good combat, well, no one's really good at player shit, cause then it's just not very good or interesting. And at that point, you're just alienating fans of both audiences, which is both the platformer and anime people. I think it's kind of why a lot of people have beefs with a lot of modern day. I know this is something out of left field, but bear with me. It's for the analogy's sake. It's kind of like why people take issue with a lot of like modern day games such as like Dead Space 3, Resident Evil 6, those kinds of games where they try and appeal a mass audience, but they just end up alienating the core audience and not being very appealing to the mass audience in general. Granted, I still love things about both Dead Space and I still do like Resident Evil 6 controls, but that's completely besides the point. I'm just using that for the analogy. I'm definitely not condoning exploring new territory with your IPs. I think you should, if you're any sort of game developer, you should definitely branch out, try different things with your genre. Like fucking Mario did it with Mario RPG, but again, that was kind of handled in the expert hands of Squaresoft, but it came out pretty fucking phenomenally. By the way, make Mario RPG too, just saying. And then you have other games like fucking Metroid Prime, which that was first person shooter Metroid game. This series has gotten to shit. A couple months later, this game's amazing. That's literally how the reactions were for Metroid Prime being released. True story. Yeah. I think as long as you're able to keep a consistent theme throughout the game, and you have really solid gameplay and something and a very good art style, you're pretty much gonna do well if you try to explore other genres with your game. Like Metroid Prime is definitely the prime. I should not use that joke. Should not do that. It's definitely the quintessential example of that department. Also my RPG too, but yeah, that's completely besides the point. Also, I was making note of this earlier, but I completely forgot to bring it up until now. A lot of these enemies are actually just imitating already pre-existing characters' move styles, just like modified. Like, you've probably seen before, but the giant dudes are just basically like Jack 5 movesets, and you got Bruce clones, and they got Huarang clones, because, you know, Huarang is annoying enough. Let's make a giant army of that dude and just let him go town. Just let him have fun. God's sakes, if I had to fight an army of Huarangs, I'd sooner just give up. Just like, nope, I'm done with this game. Oh, luckily, Diligence kind of powered up to compensate, so yeah. Seriously though, who thought it was a good idea to make a giant army of basically just Huarang dudes? By the way, I was reading in a later text in this game, but I have reason to believe that all the enemies I've been fighting up until now might be humans. Now, that's kind of a far-fetched thing, but in a paragraph that's will be coming up in like a couple of minutes, it explains that once Diligent goes far into ruins, the enemies no longer seem human. Well, I was like, these guys seem human to begin with. I was assuming they're just like stone Goliaths or just like a bunch of robots that were like being corrupted or some shit. I was like, I don't know if they're human or not, but there are definitely robots among them. So this game's theme is just going way fucking left field, but I guess when you look at them closely, they could be just be considered dudes in body armor, but why there be dudes from G Corporation this deep down in the ruins? By the way, that is in fact Ancient Ogre's face on that door there. I have no idea why that's there, but hey, theming. Oh, speaking of theming, fucking True Ogre out of nowhere. By the way, yes, every boss in this game does happen to use the remix theme of Jin. Why? Gonna think about some other boss themes to use, which you can think of like a million ones. Me and one that comes to my mind, Jinpachi's theme from the regular game, that would be like phenomenally used, but then again, this is entirely original score, so I should do think it's an entirely original score too. None of these songs in this mode are shared with any of the regular game songs. Like Jin's theme is not present at all. This level's theme is not present. It's kind of interesting actually. I never thought of that before. So anyway, your normal strategy again when fighting this guy is once he lands down the ground and he starts spewing out those needle things. Yeah, I have no idea why he spews out needles at you, but okay. I guess that's ancient alien techniques for you. normal idea there is just to smack him, because once you hit him once, the needles all disappear. However, when you're using Devil Jin, or if you're just playing the game regularly and activate Devil Jin, just snipe him with your Devil Lasers when he's not that high up in the air, and you're very much fine. I'm pretty much just showing off a combination of both fighting techniques for this one boss fight. And as he does just randomly teleport behind him and spews out fire at you. That's pretty hardcore, and it seems like be pretty annoying, but at least it's kind of telegraphed before, and he glows like that, and then he's like, boom, gotcha. Luckily, with a little bit of telegraphing, a little bit of laser spamming, you're pretty much good. Oh, and check this out. I'm pretty sure the developers never intended for Devil Jin to be in cutscenes. I'm gonna take off now. I like it so much. It's just like, oh, wing flapping out of nowhere. Yeah, that's... I have no fucking clue. It's like it was never optimized for it. They should never really put the cheat code to use him in there to begin with, or the developers never really expected anyone to play this game more than once. Well, here I am, fuckers. I played this game entirely 4 times. Once for the first run through, once for practice run, and then once for the actual recording, and now I'm just like, I don't want to play this game anymore. This is annoying. Alright, so this one fight right here, so not only did Jin kick the shit out of Ogre, but now we have to chase it deeper in. And apparently in order to put an end to his own past, he'd have to defeat Ogre, which it makes sense, but yeah. So that sentence right down there, the enemies being controlled were no longer human. Yeah, I'm not sure either. But anyway, wait for it. Welcome to Alien Town. Yep. Oh, this is also where the platform gets a little fucking insane. Just a little nuts. And by little nuts, I mean you're probably gonna tear your goddamn hair out over this area. And yes, all of a sudden, bam, more dudes. I like how she just come in saying like drails like that. That's pretty hardcore. I'm not gonna lie. Also, yes, you are seeing Brian Levi's there. I've never actually seen that before. Where using the throw command, which is I think it's square and X. That should be it. I've never seen myself just break down a wall by throwing a dude at it. That's kind of cool. So anyway, like I said before, I've seen references on the Tekken wiki that happen to suggest Ogre might in fact be an alien, although it's like subtly implied. But this ruins right here. You cannot tell me some ancient civilization long ago, when we were just on top, just in like a regular ancient, all of a sudden, bam, giant glowing walls, green lights, and these things. You can't tell me some human designed this like a long ass time ago. There is no fucking way. I mean, even for Tekken, which, despite being relatively based in reality, it gets into some pretty wacky shit. This is kind of out there. I mean, yeah, we deal with the devil, but we've never dealt with aliens. I don't know. I think once you just start getting the space age shit, that's when I kind of stopped taking the series a little bit too seriously. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe I just find the idea of devils and angels fighting each other more credible over aliens coming down and just nuking everyone. I'm not sure. I'm a little weird like that, but anyway. So, like you saw earlier with the platforms, this is where it gets a little dickish. The level design is going to be a little bit of an asshole now. Just beware of that. And this is where I highly recommend abusing Devil Jin if you have him available at all times. Because these enemies will start to do a lot of damage. They'll knock you down on platforms a lot, and you'll take a lot of damage. Well, that's kind of redundant, but bear with me. Anyway, so the idea with kicking these platforms up is just hit it with running attack, and you can get it like a pendulum. Basically, just don't hit it with several small hits. Hit it with one giant hit, like preferably out of like a running stance, and you're pretty much good. Like just walk forward, just do a punch, bam, it's going. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. No worries about actually dealing with momentum, because once you punch it once, it will just keep going infinitely. Because aliens. I'm not really gonna get over that. Aliens. Yeah, aliens. So, also rely on your mini-map like the ones business right now, because it will save you so much of a hassle. If you're trying to do no map run on this level, don't. There's no point in doing it. You'll just end up shaving more years off your life than your Canada account. Also, one flaw of this map is that it is not like Metro Prime, where it can show you not only X and Y axis, but also Z axis, which by the way is three-dimensional space, and show you altitude. And this is where the games does start like throwing multiple floors at you, sometimes overlapping. And once you start dealing with that, not only we have to start looking three-dimensionally to find doors, you'll also have to start worrying about where you're placed in correlation to said doors. Also, lots and lots and lots of door puzzles. Oh my god. There's going to be so much hell coming in part 5 through 8. It's going to be fun. Basically, just break that. Try to get over the door as fast as possible. If you can, bam. Otherwise, if you're even a second behind what I did, you're pretty much boned. But yeah. Enjoy it when it comes up. See you guys in part 5. Yeah, 5. Later.